Hi, this is Mike again with another video about using styles in Microsoft Word. In this particular video, I'm going to talk to you about how different ways to apply paragraph and character styles, mostly those styles. And as a reminder, I am primarily focused on Windows, although I'll tell you some places where the Mac differs, and I am showing you Word 2013. Most of the things I talk about are available in most versions of Word. So shouldn't matter that much which version you're using. All right, let us have a look at a document that we want to apply some styles to. As a kind of a preface, I should probably point out that when you open up a new document and start typing, you already have a style applied. That style is called normal. You can see it up here. So when you see something that's, Calibri 11 point or whatever, that's been applied via the style called normal. Which is something that you can change. But the point is, there is already a style applied to anything in a document. If you change styles, which is what we're going to do, then you're changing it from normal to that style. So let's talk about our options. The first one is this thing up here in the ribbon called the Quick Styles Gallery. It's in the Home tab of the Quick Styles Gallery, which makes it very convenient. And what you can do is you can just put your insertion point, let's say in a paragraph or whatever, and then just come up here and pick the style that you want. Now, the Quick Styles Gallery has some interesting features. Just by looking at it, you can see that it gives you a kind of a preview. So you can see that normal looks a particular way, heading 1 looks a different way, title looks a different way yet. It has an even better preview feature, which is that if you select the text or put the insertion point somewhere in a paragraph and then hold the mouse over a style, it shows you what that would look like if you applied that style. So it hasn't been applied yet, but it shows you that. So here you can see as I move through the styles in the Styles Gallery, it kind of previews what it would look like in the actual document. So there are more styles available than what you just see here. If you click that pull down, you can see that there's more here. But there's a limit. This shows you a subset of all the styles that are currently available. Talk about that in just a second. So in this particular case, for example, let's say I want to apply the style called title. I just put the insertion point here in the paragraph and click the title style in the Quick Styles Gallery. So that's convenient, and you get this kind of preview effect. All right, a second option is what's called the Styles pane. I believe that on the Mac, the button for the Styles pane is just to the right of the Quick Styles Gallery. In Windows, you can use this little, I don't even know what you call this little icon thing here. You click that and you see the Styles pane. Notice that there is a keyboard shortcut for this. If I hold the mouse over this, you can see that it's Alt Control plus Shift plus S, so a 4-finger shortcut. Allows you to open up the Styles pane. And this is a toggle. You can open it and close it. And it's a pane, which means that you can, pick it up and move it around as you like. All right, the Styles pane shows more styles, or can show more styles than what you see in the Quick Styles Gallery. As you saw with the Styles Gallery, you get a kind of a preview in the sense that it shows you what, say, heading 1 looks like. It shows you what hyperlink looks like or whatever. That's actually controllable. There's an option down here at the bottom that says show preview. You can turn that off, and then you just get a sort of a simple list. You might do that, I guess, if you wanted to be able to see more styles all at once in the Styles pane. Normally I leave it on. Okay, so it works pretty much as you could expect. You put the insertion point somewhere, let's say in a paragraph, and then you just click over here the style that you want to apply. There's heading 1, here's heading 2, etc. A nice feature of the Styles pane is that you can sort of control what you see in the pane. So the Quick Styles Gallery is relatively static. You see what you see. The Styles pane, in turn, gives you different options. So let's look at those. What I have this set to is to show me the styles that are in the current document. So that's a kind of a technical definition of what they mean by in the current document. But let me show you some contrasts. So I could choose, for example, the option to show just the styles that are in use. So you see there's a bunch of styles right here. But if I choose to show only those that are in use, I get a significantly smaller set of those. And there's always a situation where this is a useful thing. So I'm not saying one of these is better than the other. In contrast, I can show, in the Styles pane, I can show all styles. And what you'll see now is, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, 70 or 80 different styles. So these are all the styles that are defined both in the current document and in the underlying template. Um, so if I'm not currently using a style, but I know it's available, I might look for it here in the template using the Show Me All the Styles option. I normally keep my styles pane in the in current document mode, but it all depends on what I'm trying to do and so forth. But that's what I'm going to show you for the rest of this. Okay, so that's the styles pane. It actually has other features like you can manage styles, which we'll talk about a little bit another time, but it's really kind of an entry point into managing all of your styles. All right, a third option for applying styles is one that I'm pretty sure is not available on the Mac, so this is going to be a Windows-only feature. It's the Apply Styles dialog box is what I'm calling it. It's actually just another pane. So I go up here to the Styles Gallery, and I choose Apply Styles. You can see there's this little sort of dialog boxy thing. This is a pane. I can dock it as well. The real feature of the Apply Styles dialog box that's interesting is that it's available using another shortcut. And really, it's a great way to apply styles if you are keyboard centric. Let me show you what I mean. I'm not even going to show the dialog box yet. Let's say I want to come down here and I choose some text and I want to apply a style to that called new term. So you see that that style is over here in the in the styles pane or whatever. But I'm just sort of cruising along, styling things. What I can do is press Control Shift S. Obviously you can't see me do that, but trust me, I'm pressing Control Shift S and the Apply Styles dialog box comes up and the focus is already in it. So I can just start typing in the name of a style that I happen to know, and then I hit enter and it's applied. So this is terrific for doing things, for applying styles if you already know the name of the style that you want to apply. So I'll do it again. So here I have a set of paragraphs that I've selected. I press Control Shift S, I type in list bullet, and I'm done. So as you can see, it's very keyboard friendly, and I am a keyboard centric sort of person, so this is very helpful to me. As long as you know the name of the style that you want. Obviously, you don't get any kind of preview. You can do a drop down here. And in fact, this is handy because this shows you every possible style. So not just the styles in the Quick Styles Gallery and not just the ones in the Styles pane. It shows you table styles. It shows you list, or let's say you can type in the names of table styles and list styles and so forth. So it's an entry point into every possible style as long as you know the name of the style. But the primary feature is that it's keyboard centric. So again, Control Shift S. All right, let me preface this by actually undoing some styles. There's another way to apply styles, which is to use keyboard shortcuts. There are some that are built into Word. In Windows, for example, you can press Control Alt and then the digit 1 to apply heading 1. You can press Control plus Alt plus the digit 2 to apply heading 2. You can apply Control Alt digit 3 to apply heading 3. So 3 levels of heading are supported with built-in keyboard shortcuts, Control Alt plus 1, 2, or 3 for the different heading styles. If I want to apply the normal style, and applying the normal style is in a sense saying I want to unapply any other style that's already been applied, I can press Control Shift plus N, Control plus Shift plus N. That's a little different from the headings. Those were Control Alt plus 1. This is Control Shift plus N, applies the normal style, which again is a weird way of saying unapplies any other style that's currently been applied. You can create your own keyboard shortcuts for styles. If you already know how to configure keyboard shortcuts in Word, it's the same. It's the same as doing keyboard shortcuts for macros or keyboard shortcuts for commands. There's just yet another option for assigning keyboard shortcuts to styles. And that can be very handy for styles that you use all the time. I do that for like 2 or 3 styles that I just use so often. I don't even want to mess around with Apply Styles dialog or anything. I just have them assigned to keyboard shortcuts. Okay, now I want to give you a couple of general tips for applying styles in Word. These are more philosophical than mechanical. So let's see here. The first one is going to be, I want you to choose a style by the function that that style has, not by its look. So let me see if I can show you what I mean by this. I have, as you saw earlier, I applied a style here to this term called to this text called new term. And I might do that for some others here. So a new term is going to be something that there's text in the document and we want to draw the reader's attention to it as, oh, this is a new term that you should pay attention to, or that we are about to define, or however you want to call it. Now that contrasts, the reason I'm bringing this up at all, is that contrasts with a different use for italics. So the new term style does render as italics, character and paragraph styles, link styles. But let's say for some reason I want to emphasize the word easily, so you can easily apply the formatting of text. And I'm doing that in this case, not because it's a new term, but because I just want to emphasize it. So I can choose a style called emphasized term. Now, here's my point. In both of these cases, in the case of emphasized term and in the case of new term, both of them simply render as italics. But they have those italics have different functions in the document. One of them is to emphasize a word. The other is to call out a new term. Now, all of this comes down to picking the right style for the function that the formatting has. You might be tempted, no, you wouldn't be tempted, but someone might be tempted to just pick a style out of the styles pane or out of the style gallery that looks like italic and apply it to a word and call it good. So that could be a mistake, because let's say somebody comes along later and says, oh yeah, you have this thing called new terms. Currently they're rendering as italics. I don't like that. Why don't we make that not italics and bold? So you say, no problem. You change the definition of the new term style to be bold instead of italics, and now everything that's styled as new term is automatically bold. But not if you have kind of willy-nilly chosen to apply new term here and there to some things that are supposed to be emphasized and other things that are supposed to be new terms, or vice versa, that you just picked emphasized term because it looks like it's italics and applied it to things that are also new terms. Right? So my point is, rather long-winded point, is to apply styles based on semantics. What is the purpose of the formatting? Find the style that incorporates that purpose and apply that one. Don't apply styles based only on appearance. Okay, wow, that was long-winded indeed. All right, let me give you another option. Another quick tip is to not mix styles and direct formatting. To go back to our document, you might see that, oh, I want to emphasize the word very. Well, how would you normally apply italics to this? The normal default way to do it is to just come up here and click the I button. What I would say to you is, no, don't do that. Pick a style that is used for that purpose. So in this case, I want to emphasize the word. Pick a style for emphasis. Don't come up here and just start mixing bold or italic or font choices or color with styles. If you're going to go down the styles route, use styles for everything. And again, it has to do not with that it'll come out looking wrong, but that as other people work in the document, or you give the document over to somebody else for production into a system that relies on styles, or people make changes to the definition of styles, all of these things become very messy. If some of the document is uses styles and some of it uses direct formatting. And I see this all the time. Like, people give me these elaborately formatted documents that are in fact all styled normal plus direct formatting. And then one of the first things I have to do is go through and kind of untangle all that so that we can have styles for all the different formatting functions that we need. So now realize, let's be realistic here. I realize that for that one word in the long document that you want to make italic, it seems pointless to create the one style for it, right? And mostly you can get away with it. But again, if you're dealing with a publishing system, or you're dealing with multiple editors and authors and stuff, it really is a good idea to stick strictly with using styles. You can even You can even lock a document so that people cannot use styles. I'm sorry, they cannot use direct formatting. They can only use styles. Here's a slide that summarizes everything I talked about. It's not a very good slide, but it's a pretty good summary. So how do you apply styles? You can use the Quick Styles Gallery. You can use the Styles pane. You can use the Apply Styles dialog box. And you can use keyboard shortcuts, whether built-in ones or ones that you create yourself. And then I have these two general tips. That you should always choose a style based on what the formatting function is, not on what it looks like. And you shouldn't mix styles and direct formatting. All right, talk to you next time.